So this is the Aferiy P210. Yeah, it's a power station. It's a big one. Inside this bad boy is a 2048 watt-hour lithium LiPo4 battery. And it's a big boy. But there's something about this that you mightn't have got onto yet. Although this is a 2400 watt power station, it's a lot smaller than what you would think, because some of the 1000 watt power stations, well, they're not far off this size, to be honest. They're not far off at all. So weight wise, this one comes in at 22 kilos. That's not bad, that. When you think about it, some of the other ones that we've looked at and we've reviewed, they're coming in at 18 kilos for a 1048 watt hour power station. So makes sense, doesn't it? Right. But does it work good though? Is it any good? Well, it's actually surprisingly really good, yeah. One thing I like about this, and this might just be me, I don't know, could just be me. Big LCD, love a big LCD. Turn it on, it tells you everything you need to know right on the screen, and look at that. None of this tiny little boxes trying to look at what you... That is a big LCD screen. I mean, it's like it's got its own 50-inch TV fitted inside it. It hasn't, but that's a good size LCD screen. No one can complain about that. So what can they complain about? Well, has it got enough USBs? Well, yeah, it's got 2 USBs there, which are quick charging. That's a bonus. Does it have USB-Cs? Because everything now is USB-C. I do think there's quite a lot of USB-Cs on there, to be honest. I mean, you've got 4 USB-Cs, and they all go at different watts as well. The highest one being 100 watts, which is great because that's the same size as the that fruit company who sell chargers for those computers. They're 100 watts and they're expensive. And then you've got 220 watts. No, you've got 320 watt chargers. All USB-C, absolutely perfect, because everything now is USB-C. So what else do you have on the front? Well, you've got DC right there. You've got quite a few options for your DC as well as your USB. You do have a cigarette lighter there. So other things on the front, it's pretty minimalistic. You've got a light. Now, the light only does 3 modes. You've got the light on. You've got SOS. Save me, save me. And then you've also got, I don't know, flashy flash flash. Disco mode, as Emma would call it. So that's it for your light. Do you really need more for a light? Well, no, you don't. I would like to see maybe take the SOS off, because no one uses that. Maybe take the strobe off. No one uses that. Have the light at a couple of different levels. So low light, medium light, and then high beam. But that's the one you're probably going to use it for. And it's quite bright as well. It really is quite bright. From the front, you would think, well, that's it. There's nothing else there. Well, there is. It's all on the side, which I kind of like, because it means that you can put it in your van and you can store it somewhere and have the things that you're going to use for 240 outlet and your inputs coming in on one side, and then the front main part of the unit can be out towards you facing, put it in the cupboard. Happy days. Looks good. Now, your inputs for charging, they're all on this side. You can go with the traditional 240 volts from a plug socket, 2 hours from 0 to full, 2 hours. You can also input solar as well, up to 500 watts, and that, depending on the sun, off a 500 watt solar panel, again, depending on the level of sun you're getting in, 4.5 hours. Now, you can also double up 500 watts of solar, plus plug it into the wall, put more power into it. It does have a built-in BMS. What do I mean by a BMS? Well, which is, well, it's a battery management system. The battery management system will basically make sure that you're not overloading the system. You're not pulling too much off the system. It monitors the battery for anything dodgy that's going on, anything a little bit untoward, going into the unit and coming out of the unit. So it's looking after the unit for you as it goes. You don't have to look at it. It's like having a little robot inside, walking around, checking everything's okay. That's not actually the technical terms of the BMS, but you get what I mean. Let's, keep it simple. Now don't forget, if you are charging it off solar and off the mains, it can take a lot less, 1.7 hours. That's a bonus. You can charge it off your car as well. Off your car, going to be a bit longer, 17.5 hours. So going off a 120 watt outlet in your car, you're looking at 17 hours. If you're on a big journey, then you can get it charged up, no problem at all. But as an average rule, 17 hours off a car charger. Now, a lot of power stations, they pride themselves on a 3,000 cycle lifetime before they drop down to, 80%, 70%. This one, 3,500 before it drops down to 85% battery capacity. Now you work it out, 3,500 cycles of the battery. That is longer than I can actually compute. It's a long time. Built into this unit is a 2,400 watt pure sine wave inverter. Pure sine wave is the best inverter technology that's possible. There is another one that we don't talk about because it's not very good. Pure sine wave inside this one. Yeah, not modified, pure. Also behind this cover as well, again, which is something that I kind of like, that your plugs are behind there, but I actually don't like it, but I do like it. It's a confusion, it's a paradox, it's a mystery, it's a minefield, because I like the fact that the plugs are covered up, but I don't like the fact that you've got a flap in your way. Don't get me wrong, I do like flaps, but I just think this flap could be in your way at times. There's nothing worse than a flap being in the way, is there? I mean, anyway, it's there. It covers the ports up. If it rains or it was to get some sort of moisture on the flaps, then they're safe. But anyway, it's there. I would like to see the flap go all the way out the way, because some plugs, some things that you're putting in there, the flaps are going to be in the way for it. So yeah, standard plug going to go in, no problem at all. Switch to turn it on is right there. But what will it power, you say? I can hear you saying it now. You want to know, especially you. Will it do me kettle? It will. Up to 1,500 watts. It will. And if you run that kettle continuously, 1 hour. Why you would run a kettle continuously for 1 hour? I don't know. But if you wanted to, you could run a kettle off this unit for an hour. If you got a smaller kettle, say for instance something like this, which is only 600 watts, well, you could possibly run it for 2.5 hours. A 600 watt kettle. That's only a bonus, isn't it? Let's not talk about kettles. Links in description. If you fancy doing a little bit of DIY, a 900 watt drill, 2 hours. Let's be honest with you, we're not going to be using drills in vans, but it will charge up all your batteries for your equipment, like your drills, your sanders, stuff that takes batteries. It will do all that. It will run fans, it will run all sorts of appliances up to 2,400 watts because of the pure sine wave inverter. It's got one, it's good, plug stuff in, get stuff electric. And it's also going to run a 700 watt microwave. How long do you think? 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. Think how many bowls of baked beans that would be. 2.5 hours worth of baked beans. It's beans on toast for the whole campsite, really, isn't it? I mean, you can even make toast off the toaster. But you're gonna have to look at the time scale on that because different electrics pull different things. So making the toast, you may want to do it on the grill. Now, you can fast charge up to 13 devices at the same time. If you've got everything plugged in, 13 ports, all charging away, well, that's a winner. Also, there's a bonus. Put your cables in there. I mean, you'd even get a couple of sandwiches if you were lucky. So it does have storage in the top for cables. Does it come with a warranty? Just heard somebody ask, sitting on the couch. Yes, it does. Is it a 1 year warranty? No. 2? No. 5? No. They pushed the boat out. 7 years. 7 years warranty. So 7 years warranty. It will also do 3,500 cycles. What's there to complain about? It's also lighter than a lot of power banks out there and double the capacity of the ones that are within the same weight category as this one comes in. Okay, a couple of kilos heavier, but 7 years warranty, 3,500 lifetime cycles of using it and discharging it and building it back up, and it's lighter as well. Definitely worth looking at, isn't it? Really is. We're going to get a bit technical now. We're going to talk about UPS, not the delivery service. Silly. Unlimited power supply. Do you know what that is? You don't. Right, I'll tell you. Basically what it means, if you've got this unit plugged into the wall, charging it, and say for instance you've got your CPAP mask on because you've got, you know, sleep apnea, and you're worried the electric might go. Within 10 milliseconds, it will kick in and keep the machine running. So basically, there's no interruption in power. If your mains power goes, you've got this plugged in, you plug your CPAP machine into this, literally, you wouldn't even be able to count it. It starts and keeps on going that fast. So that's a bonus. Why am I making a big deal of this? You're gonna say, well, what's going on about this? You know, why is he going on about this? Because most companies, you're looking at 20 milliseconds. I know it doesn't sound a lot, but you tell Maureen that, who's connected to a CPAP machine down the road in the caravan, that yours does 10 milliseconds kick in and hers does 20. She's going to be fuming. You're not going to get invited round for crumpets in the morning. So maybe keep that one to yourself. So the build quality of the actual unit, it's good. It's that plastic that really takes a battering. You know, it's going to weather with you. You can bang into it, you know, drop things on it. It's going to be durable and last the length of time. Two big chunky handles on the side. Yeah, it is a heavy unit, but again, smaller than other ones comparison. There's not much you can really say about the unit itself. It's like a big block of happy cheese that does things power wise. Aferiy did send this out to us for a full review. We have been using it. Well, we've used that much of it. 83%. Quick maths here. 83%. Look at that, get on me. Pardon?
73%.
73%. I'm not known for my maths, nor quick maths as well. We've used 73% of it. We've charged all sorts of it. We've charged the drone off it. We've charged the batteries for the GoPro off it. We've charged the batteries for this, that and the other off it. We've even run the kettle off it. And in fact, I think I'm going to run the kettle off it now, just to show you that a 600 watt kettle, links in the description, can be powered off this unit, no problem at all. So kettle's plugged in, let's turn it on and you will see right on the screen there that it's pulling 618 watts. So it's a little bit over a 600 watt kettle. I mean, who's going to complain about 15 watts? Nobody, when you're getting 2 cups of tea or 2 cups of coffee out of a single kettle that is easy accessible. It comes with a store away cord. You can put it anywhere in your van and it's pulling off minimal wattage. Most kettles 1500 to 2000, sometimes 2500 watts, which is ridiculous, and that's why people's batteries and people run out of power so quickly, because of kettles. Links in the description for that kettle, by the way. It's an amazing buy. Links also in the description for this fantastic little product here, which is the Aferiy P210 power station. Right, I'm going to make a cup of tea, possibly charge the unit back up, and then go from there.